Welcome to the bull market, baby. If you're navigating crypto, I want you to understand something, friends. During the crypto cycle, you are really at war with yourself. Emotions will be flying low and high. You've already gone through the worst of the worst of the worst with me. In the past 4 or 5 years, everything has been pretty much collapsed within itself. You've pretty much had every single FUD piece thrown at you. Governments attacking Richard Hart, people coming out and just seizing things, protocols going down, hacks everywhere, the corrupt SEC threatening to basically destroy everybody. You pretty much have literally everything thrown at us, okay? So, but there is something that we want to go through right now. So these are some cute peppies around the roulette wheel. So even though we have this optimism and stuff going forward, you got to be mindful of this, friends. Crypto influencers in a nutshell. So you and I, because friends, obviously, like you and I, we are going to be watching a lot of other people out there, right? And I know you put me with the influencer group, even though I tell you, dude, I'm sitting there alongside with you watching them. I'm just here presenting information here for you. But I know you're going to do that. I know you're going to do that, okay? Just because like I'm here all the time, okay? But it really is random, okay? A lot of it is random. There are all these famous stock market sayings, and trust me, you don't want to fade them. For example, don't confuse brains for a bull market, okay? Because trust me, that's like made for crypto, man. That one's obviously old stock market saying. And what do they mean by that? Well, something's going to go up, friends. Something, okay? It literally, like I said, I always talk to you about... there's going to be a cloud that goes over a park, a field of a park, and you're like, hey, there's like a patch of grass, okay, in this park, and it's going to rain. And then, imagine you ask a group of people, go, hey, group of people, influencers, which area of this grass, when it rains, which is going to be the wettest piece, which is going to have the most water there? And no one knows. This is your grass. You can't tell. And everyone just points somewhere. See, the thing is, it's going to rain, okay? Something's going to have the wettest, right? And then you find one influencer like, oh, that one was the wettest. And so everybody puts them on a pedestal, okay? But now we can actually use numbers to have fun with this example as well, right? So crypto influencers in a nutshell. Imagine there are 36 KOLs, key opinion leaders, around the roulette wheel. And they each bet on a number. And then the number 7 lands, okay? So everyone is spinning the wheel. They bet on the number 7, yes? And by they, like, 1 or 2 influencers that you and I are going to be watching, they're going to bet on the number 7. Everyone else bets on every other number. So the retailers on the sidelines, right, they'll watch that roulette wheel spin and lands on the 7, and they go, oh, how did you know it was going to be a 7? Oh my gosh. So what people will do is they will ask him how he knew his magical method. How was he able to predict such an amazing number? And that is, friends, let's use the equivalence here. That is, in crypto, how did you know this coin was going to go up? There's 300 coins, 3,000 coins. How did you know there was this meme coin, this altcoin? How did you know this thing was going to lead? Or whatever. How do you knew this one was going to do a big move? Okay. And it doesn't just stop with random altcoin picking. It's using indicators as well. People will come out and they say, oh, how did you know you could just buy on the 4-hour RSI here? How did you know that your indicator that you're created here for me, that it has a turning point here and it's gonna flip a wave? How did you know? Okay, because it looks like magic, man. Everything's going to work, friends. Everything. That's it. Don't confuse brains for a bull market, man. In a bull market, friends, everything goes up. Okay, literally in that emphatic push pump part, everything moves up. You can actually see it on on Bitcoin's monthly chart. Pretty much, it's shooting fish in a barrel. Okay, the first cycle, literally shooting fish in a barrel. Okay, during these periods of time, and then especially in 2017. Friends, in 2017, any ICO you bought from January 2017 to January 2018, they did a literally 100x minimum. Others in 2017 went 300x. Yes, others, an actual 300x. Okay, so You could have done anything, literally anything. It's literally, you know, that expression, shooting barrels of fish, shooting fish in a barrel. Bang, bang, bang. Like, you literally can't miss. Yeah, that's what it's like. Obviously, we're hoping we get a repeat of that period of time, but you know that now. So indicators work, you know, correlations work. Oh, how did you know? Trust me, people invent some crazy stuff. They're like, oh, I knew that, you know, this coin is leading this time. You know, at some points, Litecoin used to lead the market. Some people say, oh, I'm watching the stock market or the Russell, whatever it is. Okay, so you're going to see pretty much everything, and it's going to look like magic. And like whenever these things happen, it's not that they're lying. It's working. It's just that it's temporary. Okay, it's temporary. Just like, you know, these KOLs are like, oh, how did you know number 7 was going to land? How did you know? And look, friends, I know I'm making a joke out of it. What we'll do is we play some Cranky G music for that. And you got to remember, right? It will go deep, okay? It's not going to stop. Oh, yeah, Sommi said you landed on 7, and then, like, you actually did land on 7, and, like, everyone else did. Yeah, I've dumbed it down. I've made it very, very, like, you know, it's a joke, but it's not going to look like that, okay? It's going to be complicated, complex, deep, labyrinth, connecting correlations. This is an indicator. Everyone has their own method, you know, every single one. But you just got to think about what it's funneling you to do, okay? Because I promise you one thing. When it's working, they shut their mouths because they take the money. Once it stops working as much, they try to sell you something. Yeah, they're like, hey, come sign up to my group. You know, oh, I've got a special deal here for you. Hey, come watch my seminar. And then I'll sign you up. Oh, it's $5,000 a month or whatever to join. And you know what? You're free to go do any of this. I'm just telling you, this is what comes next, okay? This is, friends, you are here for the highest value content in crypto. I'm telling you what comes next. And I'm also telling you, you are not going to be retired by subscribing or buying any of those, okay? You can do it because you're bored. You can do it because you want to support them. Don't do it because you actually think you're going to retire. Don't do it. Do it for other reasons, okay? Maybe you want to learn. Maybe you want to contribute, okay? Maybe that's just your way of saying thank you, okay? It's like, if I ever did any of a service or anything out here, you wouldn't subscribe to it because you want to get rich. It'd be like, oh, I like him. I want to support him. I feel like I get value somewhere. That's it, all right? But in a bull market, you won't be able to keep those feelings at bay because, like, make no mistake. Why are you subscribing to this stuff in the bull market? Yeah, because you heard retardios are making money. Oh, retardios are making money. They're going to be rich. You're seeing all the screenshots. You're going to have to be working a job for the next 5 to 10 years, and they don't. Oh my gosh, and the fee, you're going to miss out. Okay, so we're all aware of it. So remember, remember you're spinning the wheel, yeah? It lands on 7, and still people don't understand. How did you know it was going to be 7? But you know, man, it was going to be some number. It's just, you know, what about all the other people who lost? Survivorship bias. Okay, literally survivorship bias. Well, you're going to see survivorship bias because now, like, bulls like us are eventually going to be right. And all the bears, the perma bears, they're wrong. Right? So that's a survivorship bias, right? And be picking up. So as the things go up, you and me, as well, it's going to float into my head. I'm going to see these people, whoa, he's got a new method or whatever. It's bullshit every time, okay? All these bears who are just being turbo short, bearish, holding soy stable coins for the whole time, undeployed, sideline, all these other things. Remember, they didn't make it. They literally did not make it. But you're going to learn this as well, friends. Like, they were right 95% of the time. So out of, like, let's say it is a 5-year cycle. Yeah, they were right for 4 years. You're literally right 99% of the time. Guess what? They're still not going to retire. They're still not going to retire. Saying stuff goes down, it's useless. Yes, we know things range and go down. We know that in crypto, okay? But where's the edge? You can't even get short on most of the stuff that you want to buy anyway. Yeah, because there's no leverage access. Or if it is, it's extremely expensive to get onto it. And how much can you have a finite number, you can actually make money on the shorts either way, anyway. So that KOL, right? Because this is the metaphorical equivalent of what happened, right? That KOL, when you got asked them, right? I knew it from the charts. It was so obvious. That's why I chose number 7, the very obvious number. Like, oh, I knew this altcoin was always going to make it. Like, oh, I knew it was going to be XRP. And you're like, that's why, Fred, like, you go check these things out. You're like, bro, what do you mean you knew it was going to be XRP? Because remember, friends, survivorship bias. Yeah, just to show you. That same guy who said XRP was amazing this cycle also said it was amazing last cycle. Don't forget that. XRP, friends, only did from its bottom in last cycle 17x. Ethereum did 50. XRP missed out on DeFi season 2020. It missed out on the whole bull market. Okay? There's no yield on it. There's no NFTs on it. There's nothing on it. Okay? It's just Ripple dumping on you. They have no Uniswap fork done back then. Nothing. Okay? So that guy bullish on XRP now, yeah, it was also bullish back then. You see? So what is it? It's like, you know, you got to be aware of that. So, and it's not just obviously relevant to XRP, other coins as well. XRP is the one that made it. There were guys that existed, they're a little bullish on coins. Maybe their inflation count was too high. The founder actually did abandon and all these other things, right? They're gone. Where are they? You don't see them. You only see the ones that are still around, right? But the next part's kind of the funny and the sad part. So remember those influencers, they chose number 7. The roulette wheel does spin 7. Well, instead of having insight and learning and improving your game, which is what you should be doing, but only like literally 5% of people bother doing that. Instead of that, where you're grinding and training to improve, people don't do that, okay? Instead, unfortunately, we flock to the messiahs, you know, joke term, like sheep. And then that KOL influencer says, don't worry, bro, I got you. Let's bet on 7 again. You know? Then that could be, you know, the same thing as like they continue to hold the altcoin. They continue to hold Bitcoin. They continue to just do the same strategy. Yeah. Or keep flipping NFTs. Trust me, this comes in all shapes and sizes. Keep flipping NFTs. Keep doing pump fund rotational stuff. Keep trying to front run this shot caller on this one thing. Keep yield farming in this little obscure area. Yeah, keep flipping or trading this coin. Keep using this indicator on these altcoins, right? They come in many, many different flavors. And all of it, basically, friends, it's confusing brains from a bull market. Just because there's a bull market, there's volume everywhere. Volume means, in a nutshell, there's a lot of people in, no one has patience, so they just hit market a lot. Okay? To get in, they hit market in. To get out, they hit market out. In, out, in, out. And that creates volume everywhere, yeah? When it's kind of dead, people don't want to hit market as aggressively because the ranges, that's why they get tighter. People are happy to leave their bids and their offers because you don't have any emotional retail money because nobody has any fear that things are going to run away from them. They don't really care. They don't have any panic, right? So that the volume of and the activity and the ranges of all the volatility, that's just creating money everywhere for everybody. That's all the retailers coming in. That's why at the tops of, like, say, crypto ranges, you see increased volatility for, say, Bitcoin up here, right? You're saying, like, for example, friends, for Bitcoin, I mean, like, look what it's doing in the dead periods of the zone. Look, friends, it was doing, my gosh, this was a $200 range for 2 weeks. Bitcoin, $200. What about here? It went from here to here. This is a $600 range over like 2 or 3 weeks. You see that? Look what happens at the top of Plus token. It does a $3,000 range in a week. See, huge. He went from like $600 now $3,000. Like it's 5 times more. You see? And also happens at the top of the bull market as well. Look at this in 1 weekly candle. Look at the swings. Bitcoin from here to here. $17,000. Oh my gosh. You see that? Volume and money switching around. Yeah, because it's basically, as the higher the price goes, because that's what, like, Satoshi's foresight was so good, right? He put the halvening because he wanted Bitcoin's price to pump, because he even understood, he said, people only want to buy expensive stuff. Yeah, because they get this fear of a commodity. And that's actually what happened, friends. So as Bitcoin's price went up, you know, post halvenings and everything out here, people like had this fear, oh, got to get in. That's kind of crazy, right? That's just how it works. And remember, all those people participating, this is what's going to repeat again, right? Like I said, different flavor. NFT sector, altcoins, leverage, yield farms, pick your point. Oh, now it's meme coins, a pump fund, liquidity providing. Oh no, now I'm Uni V3 liquidity providing, single side. No, now I'm double side. Now I'm this, and there's going to be new products. Products going to be the same shit. They're just going to like do some alchemy with stuff out here where they're going to, like, friends, you can do stuff now like no loss investments, for example. We haven't made too many products around that because it sounds boring. But yeah, you can do no loss investments, but you actually do lose the inflation. Because Ethereum now pays you yield, yeah? You can put your money in a guaranteed product where you're like, oh, put 100 ETH in here. You'll never lose your 100 ETH. But the 100 ETH, it's earning yield, right? And what it will do is maybe like every week, it'll earn the staked yield of Ethereum and it will gamble with the yield, yeah? And it will try to do something with it. Maybe it buys a call option or a put option, whatever it is. I'm just giving you an example. It does something with the yield. So it looks like, oh, it's a no-loss investment. And by the way, this happened in the late 1990s as well. Okay, early 2000s. I think late 1990s. So they've already made all this stuff before. They're just going to put it now on blockchain. And then obviously retailers are going to come in and they're going to think some sort of new amazing innovation. Oh, but this is like half a stable coin or this or that. You know what I mean? It's an algo stable coin. And like, yeah, like I said, it's all because crypto's price goes up. And retailers come in and retailers have no patience because they're here for quick money, fast money. So they just keep hitting market up and down, up and down, up and down. That's also why PulseX, for example, PulseX has a nice buy and burn because as people are trading and getting stopped out, they're paying a fee and a tax. So the higher the volatility, the better in it, right? Yeah, so the funny part is, right, people keep holding on. So people following, okay, well, whatever path they've chosen, I've given you like so many different paths. And, you know, NFT, trading group, seminar, this or that, mastermind. Yeah, and metaphorically, that retailer will go all in on number 7 again with that KOL for the next spin. But next time, it lands on 28. Welcome to crypto. You get what I mean? Now, welcome to the cycle. Yeah. So the thing is as well, it gets tough because the methods and strategies and the roulette spins that trap the most people. It's like I use the word trap, but like it's not the full representation of it. Like they only get trapped because a lot of people are winning at it first, right? It's kind of like a roulette wheel, it's landed red 5 times in a row. Yeah. And then it lands 6 times in a row. And then 7. And then like now everyone's betting harder and harder. And then it lands 8 and then 9 and then 10. And everyone's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This thing's like, whoa, it's always going to be red, right? And then one day it lands black. Yeah. But the biggest traps, the biggest money that basically is allowed to be lost is only there because it was like a big slingshot that allows everyone to win first. You see, that's the bigger booms and busts cycle. So that's why even after I've represented all this to you, you still have to keep an open mind. Yeah, because I don't know, we joke about this all the time, but you know Bitconnect, right? Bitconnect, huh? Bitconnect chart, friends. Bitconnect went up a whopping 1000x before it exploded. All right. 1,000, actually went up high. I think it was like 1,800x and then it just went down. Okay. It's kind of crazy, man. Bitcoin. What a day. I was not around here, man. What a god. Everyone knew it was a Ponzi. Oh, that's gold. That's gold. So you're thinking about Donald Trump, loose regulations. There's probably going to be some sort of Bitconnecting somewhere. You know, a bit of algorithm here, a bit of AI, a bit of obfuscation of where the yield comes from and stuff out here. No one's going to get it, but it's going to work. But you got to remember, like, why is it working? It's because it hit the escape velocity of enough retailers at the start who think there's nothing wrong with it to get in. Okay, so even after I've showed these things all of you for you, friends, that's why you got to navigate markets. You really got to keep an open mind about all that. And remember, just like the party can start you're already aware how bad it could stop. We're living through it right now, pretty much right now. Like, yeah, who cares? Wow, 1 green month. You know, we got a long way to go as well. So I hope you learned a lot from that, friends. You think about all these strategies and everything. Don't forget, everyone, friends, myself included, everybody, we're spinning the roulette wheel. That's what separates me from everyone else, friends. I'm like the anti-KOL. I tell you, bro, we're all spinning the roulette wheel, okay? We're literally all spinning the roulette wheel. The only tiniest bit of edge I think I may or may not have is because I'm here literally 18 hours a day and I have to filter out literally everything, friends. I don't day trade. Yeah, I'd love to come back and day trade. I know I just can't. Once your brain starts tuning into there, it's going to sacrifice from other places. You can't do that, okay? And then even I even talk to you, hey man, it might be a one-trick pony. I do tell you, remember my friends, I make so many high-value content here for you, highest value content videos as well. A lot of it's got to do with like your cycle age of a coin, which like breaks all paradigms of finance. Like, bro, why does your age have anything to do with it? I don't know, man. There's third cycle curses. Like, I'm just telling you now. Yeah, friends, next cycle, Binance BNB's third cycle. Yeah. DeFi, the whole sector is in its third cycle, next cycle. Many things are in third cycle, next cycle, you know? So you're just going to have to wrestle with that. But that's for another time. Like, subscribe, be better, and all. Catch you soon.